Welcome UCL fans, and more specifically Bristol City Blazikens and Game Boy Luke fans. My name is Nintendo Fanatic 64, and I'm coming here with an unofficial review and analysis for the United Championship League Season 2 team of the Bristol City Blazikens. If you have not seen any of my work before, I highly encourage you to go check it out. I did a lot of reviews and analysis videos during Season 1 as well as the off-season Little Cup, and I'm here to show off what the drafts were for the Bristol City Blazikens as well as what they did for Season 1, and just kind of do a nice comparison and see and kind of analyze what the team will do for it. So we're going to go ahead and take a look first at the drafts that they did from Season 1. So as you can see here in Season 1, he had Mega Caesar, Dragonite, Thunderous Therian, Suicune, Roserade, Azelf, Ambipom, Hitmontop, Typhlosion, Weezing, who he traded for Tangela after Week 1, Rotom and the Caracosta, who was not even brought during the season for it. The Weezing itself was only drafted because it was intended to be traded away to the Tucson Terrakions during the time of the draft last year. Luke was actually visiting Nappy, who told him, because they knew that Weezing was going to go to, I believe it was PK at the time, and so Nappy told him, if you drafted Weezing, I'll draft whatever mon you want, and then we can trade after Week 1 for it. So that was kind of an interesting thing here. Now let's take a look at what was drafted this season by the Bristol City Blazikens. As you can see, we have Mew, Talonflame, Mega Gyarados, Sylveon, Lucario, Kyurem, Seismitoad, Spiritomb, Sceptile, Weezing, Hitmonchan, and Rotom. So kind of an interesting, definitely, as you can see, only one Pokemon that was drafted in last season has been drafted again, which is the Weezing. However, this time he actually drafted it with the intent of using it. Nappy said during the live stream that, as great as Weezing could have been, he only has, 4 moves that's really good with him on it, and then nothing else. After that, he had no intention of drafting it again himself this time, but Luke said that he wanted to try it out since he didn't get a chance to try it out last time on it. Very interesting choice in going with the Mega Gyarados with a Water Dark typing there. Yeah, definitely, as you can see, a lot of different choices. Similar with the Hitmonchan versus the Hitmontop, with really between his only way of removing hazards being Hitmonchan, who can learn Rapid Spin, and Mew that can learn Defog, I believe, so that's the only way he can actually remove any hazards that may get set up. Has some hazard setters himself, and I believe Seismitoad can set up hazards, and I want to say, Mew can set up them as well, as it can learn just about every move in the game for it, but I don't think that you'd want to run it on that. So it'll be very interesting to see how well he will go in this league. Definitely drafted differently for it. A couple repeating types in the form of Gyarados and Seismitoad, both being water types. When it goes Mega, it does gain that Dark attribute, which is then shared by Spiritomb, who's also a Ghost, which shares attributes with Basic Rotom, who is an Electric Ghost type on it. Multiple fighting types with Lucario and Hitmonchan. Kyurem, a lot of people were, Kyurem, by the sounds of it too, he drafted it. If you watch the draft live, he said that he drafted it because he wanted a dragon, not realizing that there was another dragon in UU. Technically, it was under BL2 with Kingdra, and had he known that, he probably would have scooped up Kingdra instead for it. Sylveon being one of the best fairy types, it seems, in the game. I know it was definitely pretty big last season. A lot of people were wanting to get in, were shocked when it was the first round pick for JYT Gamer in Season 1, who was hoping to get it again, but Bristol City Blazikens managed to actually get their hands on it first. So, pretty decent team. Pokemon that we'll probably see a lot. Mew, which will probably be the most unpredictable one that he can bring, because since it can learn every move in the game, and has 100 base stats across the board, can do whatever you want to run with on it. I've seen lots of different Mew sets from different leagues, as well as in the UCL from Season 1 in the past, can be done differently. Talonflame, when he drafted, didn't sound like he was too happy about it, but went with it anyway. He's trying to find, first season was kind of drafting mons that he liked and didn't really synergize as well. They did good, as you can see, his record of 8-7 through the season, so at least he came out ahead of anything else. But we're kind of harder to get a good synergy for, I guess you could say. But this time was not going for mons that he liked as much as he was going for the mons that he thought would work well together. So Mew, biggest weaknesses being like Bug, Dark, and Ghost types. Got Talonflame, which can definitely handle the Bug typing on it. Mega Gyarados takes care of a little bit of that Ghost typing, but it takes care of the Ghost and Dark typing, but is still weak to Bug thanks to it being a Dark type as well. Sylveon's only weaknesses being Steel and Poison, so Lucario kind of matches up with that and can kind of hold its own against that. Kyurem has a few glaring weaknesses that people are going to be, he'll have to worry for in it, but in the end, I think he did pretty decent. It'll be interesting to see how well he plays, and I do hope that does the same, coming out on top like he did, coming out ahead instead of behind as he did before. It'll definitely be an interesting thing to see how he wants to put this team together. I mean, like I said, I just went over a couple different ones. Seismitoad is the one that can be like a stealth rock setter. Will probably be brought just for trying to set up hazards if he wants to. Sceptile, kind of a unique pick, but he didn't really have grass type at this point. He already had another dark type with Spiritomb with the Mega Gyarados, another water typing with Seismitoad, so needed that grass typing. With Weezing, got himself a poison typing, so that can also be nice little switch in case somebody tries anything against Sylveon. Again, Hitmonchan with being able to rapid spin anyway, hazards that get set up on his side, and just being Rotom, having to draft his mascot, so good plays all around for it. We'll have to see how well he does, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Later on, if he's going to do any trades for it, because there were some mons that he didn't really care too much for, and it's hard to say. We'll have to wait and see. But I do wish the best of luck to Game Boy Luke and the Bristol City Blazikens in the UCL. I'll be wishing them best of luck. I am going to try to be as neutral to all teams as possible, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Great draft, I think. Season 1 was a learning experience for a lot of teams, and Bristol City Blazikens are no exceptions on that. Learned well, drafted pretty well, I think. So we'll just have to wait and see how well he can prepare a counter team for his opponents, which, if we actually look, pull up the schedule for Season 2, Week 1, which will be taking place on July 16th, we can see here that the Bristol City Blazikens will be taking on the Toronto Togekiss on it, so coached by the Heated Mouse. So whoops, I'm going to click on my mic there. But we'll have to wait and see how it will come out. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this kind of draft analysis. We're just kind of looking at the mons that are brought. He did do his own draft analysis, I believe, as well, which if you did, I will have linked down in the description, as well as a link to his channel and Twitter account, because, of course, I'm not, connected in any way, shape, or form to the UCL, any of the coaches involved, including Game Boy Luke. I'm just here trying to show for anyone else who wants to see what's going on, just get another outsider's opinion on it. I think it's a pretty well-drafted team. We'll just have to wait and see how well he can put it together for this season. So thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and good night.